Ladies and gentlemen, broadcasting live from the Dallas, Fort Worth area. Welcome to the Points Blank Experience, where there's real talk from a point blank perspective. When it comes to Rod, there is no faking and shaking. He only knows how to be one way, and that is 100% real. While you're enjoying the show, you may want to call or text a friend and invite them over, because we're about to have a whole lot of fun up in here. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show, and let's get real, baby. Ladies,
check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
mic check 1 2 1 2. But I wanted to wait until
it sound right, boys.
Well, real homies in the field. That's so disrespect on the entire Point Blank Network is. Got it 25 days, 7 days a week, 365 days a week. And I think my mic sounds nice. I don't know. Well. It's time for another experience, baby. You know, I ain't even got time to wait, man. Let me just come on up in here. I ain't doing all these formalities and all that stuff I usually do, and got to play 17 songs and all that, man. Make sure y'all check out all the channels on the network, though. Points Blank Travel, the Points Blank Experience, Points Blank Finance, and Points Blank Clips. And without any further ado, let me go ahead and come up in this thing hot. What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Rod, the host that sometimes does the most, and I want to welcome you to the Points Blank Experience. Two simple mottos over here. Number one, it's real talk from a point blank perspective. I don't sugarcoat nothing. Only use sugar in two things, and that's Kool-Aid and coffee. And I quit drinking Kool-Aid when I was a kid. You heard me? And it is more than a YouTube channel. It is an experience, baby. And I can tell you tonight, it's going to be another experience. I am bringing to the stage a young lady that travels internationally, domestically, by sea, by plane, by car, by train, by skateboard. She's traveling all types of ways. And it is an honor to have See It with C here tonight. I want to thank each and one of you 12 real homies for being here tonight. In case this is your first time here, I am broadcasting from the Dallas, Fort Worth area, Arlington, Texas to be exact. If this is your first time here, let me know where you're tuning in from. If somebody's looking for you, you don't have to say the city and state, East Coast, West Coast, Northwest, Midwest. I know you're shaking right or bouncing right, whatever that Nelly song used to say. Just let me know where you're tuning in from, man. We're trying to have a global presence over here, baby. And with all that being said, man, I got a couple housekeeping rules. If you have a question for See It with C, do me a favor. Either proceed it with a brown heart, which is her little logo when she have new people come to her channel, or a purple heart, which is mine. Since I'm a veteran, I don't have no purple hearts, but I just want to use a purple heart. Don't judge me, baby. Don't judge me. Anyway, woo, y'all in trouble. We ain't gonna be here long. Y'all in trouble. Your boy took a nap and I just woke up about 6:30. And without any further ado, let me make sure she's ready. Hold on, let me get my questions ready, man. I ain't even got my questions ready. I'm like Steve Harvey with no TV channel. Hold on, man. Hope y'all having a happy Friday. Hope y'all had a great week, man. Short week. Man, what all this here? I got all kind of stuff on my computer, man. Hold on, let me get rid of it here. This here might be against the law. Let me quit tripping, man. There we go. All right, got my questions ready. Make sure she's ready. 15 real homies in the crib, man. I love y'all, man. Thank y'all for coming by. And make sure she's ready. I'm ready. You ready? You good? All right. Go ahead and unmute your mic. We about to bring up the lady of the hour or the hour and a half. See it with C, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing, my sister? How you doing?
Hi, everybody. Hey, Rod, you lost me at skateboard, man.
Hey,
But I might
man,
have to try it. I might have to try it.
sometimes, hey, C, sometimes stuff just come out, man. I don't be trying to say it. It just come out. I don't even think about it. It just come out. It just come out, you know. It just come out, man. We got a lot of comments, 39 comments. Oh, God, y'all, we already in trouble. Well, I'm in trouble. Y'all, we ain't in trouble. I'm in trouble. And I just want to thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule for being here, See It with C. It is an honor, like I told you backstage, it's an honor to have you here. And I apologize again, y'all. We started a little late because your favorite couple had, a premiere that started at the same time, and that is my brother and sister, Shelton and Key, and I didn't want to step on their toes, so I pushed it back. So thank y'all for being patient, but I can tell you about to bring on a hell of a show tonight, and it's going to be worth the wait. So, C, what's been going on? Talk to your boy. Talk to me.
Hey, so yeah, I'm fresh off Virgin Voyages Scarlet Lady. I probably brought a little cooties back home with me, but I'm ready to ride tonight. What have I been doing? I don't know. Basically, in these YouTube streets, I also was watching Key and Shelton, your YFC, and I'm always very intentional about making sure I say stuff that I didn't say on mic. And I want to give a shout out to YFC. Their nickname for me and a lot of other people is my favorite couple, because they were the first folks that I think I've ever showed up on their channel. Was Carnival Mardi Gras. I think I had 300 subscribers, and I was going down to get coffee, and Shelton was down there filming something, and he was like, "Yo, I follow you," and I'm like, I thought he was like playing or just trying to gaslight, but he was really real about it. So 300 little subscribers out there were the first channel I popped up on. So shout out to Shelton and Key, YFC. Much appreciated. So I had to make sure I give that shout out to them, because you got to give respect where respect is due.
Now, I got a question, and this ain't even on my list of questions. What the hell is gaslighting? I be hearing these little young whippersnappers say, what's gaslighting? What is that?
It's like when you try to blow up somebody's head, like make them think that something is real. It's not really, it's not real, but you try to make them think it's real. So, fake news can be gaslighting, which I guess we're entering political season. Got to get ready for that. So yeah, I guess that's what gaslighting is. It just sounds good to me.
So somebody say, "Hey, Rod, you've been gaslit." They've been
blowing
up your head. All right, okay.
Smoke up your
By the way, I forgot to tell you backstage, you're going to see me doing this, and it's just paying homage to the people that are in the live stream without interrupting the flow of the live stream. And if this is your first time here, man, again, I thank y'all for being here. So tell us a little bit about See It with C. Not too much, because I got a bunch of questions, man. Okay. Not too much, just a little bit. And I'm going to still be here, but I'm going to give you the spotlight.
Oh, cool. So I started my channel, I think in 2020. I can't remember now. 2020, 2021, I think. So yeah, I have started my channel during the pandemic, like a lot of you all folks I've been hearing. Basically, I was at home watching YouTube videos. I had already been watching YouTube videos. I think I realized that YouTube was meant to help you travel when I was going to Morocco solo, and I found Kara and Nate, which are a great channel, a great family, but I was also kind of like, I wanted people who look like me who were traveling. Like, who are these people? So during the pandemic, I was really feeling like everybody stuck at home. I was stuck at home, and I'm used to traveling and moving and shaking. So I was at home watching YouTube videos, and one of my friends who would come by, who was in my bubble, was basically like, "Why do you keep watching these people? You can do it yourself." So I've been to 32 countries. So I was like, okay, let me turn the camera on. And another piece of turning the camera on is I have two older parents. I have, my mom is 75. My dad is 82. So, you know, they think I'm crazy when I'm like, hey, mom, I'm going to Dubai by myself or with some people I just met. So I wanted to like turn the camera on so that they can see that like I'm having an adventure, I'm being safe. I'm basically putting the values that they instilled in me into practice, which were to see the world and learn about other cultures. So started my channel in 2022, sometime during the pandemic, and it's been rolling ever since. Mostly cruises are on the channel, but I think it's more of a kind of a catch, it seems like. And then recently, I've been able to show people my travels to my favorite place, which is South Africa, Amsterdam, and I think Greece. So it's going to be a little bit of a variety of things. But cruising seems to be the one that I can really disconnect and relax because, as you said, I got a lot going on. So
And we're gonna talk about all this Greece and South Africa, and I didn't know you went to Dubai. I must have missed that in my research, but we're gonna talk about
oh, it's not on the channel. It's a bunch of stuff that like I never caught on camera before I even started the channel. So
hey, and for the people in the comments, if you're speaking to each other, I may pull them up. I'm gonna skip by them, but if there is something that's pertinent, I will uh, acknowledge it or leave it on the screen. But if you're speaking to each other, please continue to do so. Show love in the live stream, but I'm not gonna read them or anything. But I do want to read this comment from Meet and I. Said, "What's up, Unc? Welcome to the experience. See it with C. Peace to the chat." And we got Team Reach Travels. We got so many people in here, man. And so, where are you originally from? See,
the area, Washington, D.C. So born in Washington, D.C., raised right outside of D.C. in PG County, Maryland. And so I think Fats and Tree. Yeah, I see him. Shout out to Fats and Tree, my DC family. And then bought a house about 10 years ago in the neighborhood where my parents were married. It's in Southeast, it's Anacostia, DC, a neighborhood that's a whole bunch of folks that look like you and me, a really rich history. I'm about 2 blocks from the Frederick Douglass House, which, you know, is steeped in a great amount of, you know, African-American history. So this has been home for the duration of my life. I thought I actually wanted to move to Texas.
don't come right now. It's hot as hell down here. Don't come right now.
Maybe that might be in the stars. And I ended up for grad school. I lived in Florida, and Florida reminded me how conservative things were down there. So I hightailed it back up here to DC, and I've been here pretty much all my life, minus school.
Okay. So you thought about Texas. I would unthink about it until probably the winter time. I wouldn't worry about that right now. So you doing all this traveling. What made you start a YouTube channel? I know we were talking about some stuff backstage. You know, everybody can't do this YouTube stuff. What made you start a channel?
I think to show folks like that look like me that we can do this. You know, like again, when I was researching for a trip to Morocco, had found a bomb deal for a flight to Morocco. And you know, when you find deals like that, you have to book it, and usually you can't wait to see if somebody's going to come with you, especially those glitch fairs. So I was looking up this YouTube couple called Karen and Nate, and they're a big prominent, you know, YouTube couple. And I appreciated the advice that they had, but I also kind of like, well, where are the, you know, Black travelers? And so, of course, you know, I found other Black travelers, but it's hard to find, especially women solo travelers in this space. So I kind of wanted to just contribute, actually to back it up a little bit. It was probably advice that I didn't take from one of my friends way back. So I started with another name way back. It was a blog, written blog, where I would like write down my travels. One of my friends like, you should do it on camera. That's like, this YouTube thing is like the thing. And I was like, I don't know how to use technology. I don't know how to record stuff. So I would write out like, you know, here's how to travel in Paris. Here's how to travel in this place, that place, and do almost like mini travel, what are those things? Guides. And then it became cumbersome to like take pictures and do the writing. So I kind of stopped, but I kept traveling. So of course, as the pandemic was going and I was watching people, and a homie came past my house and he was like, you do this, like you already go to these places, like turn the camera on. So I think I punked out once. I had found a $25 cruise on Carnival, which I was like, that's a great caption, right? I'm like, that's gonna get a lot of hits. And I think I filmed the first day and I was like, this is trash. I didn't even know which way to turn the camera, which I'm glad I stopped because camera was the wrong way. And so then the second time I went on a cruise, I was like, you're going to do this. You're just going to turn the camera on and record. And that was my first series on Royal Caribbean Enchantment of the Seas out of Baltimore. So that was kind of like the springboard for my channel, but really it was kind of to get information out there. So I'm not a huge like entertainment factor, but I more or less want people to like see aspects. Like I'm a very visual person. So if I'm about to go somewhere, I want to know, what is the metro stop that I need to get off look like? Where do I make a left? What are the surrounding areas for this restaurant so I can orient myself? So my goal is for my channel to bring that to you all. But of course, from my perspective, but it was also, like I said, to share with my family because I remember one time my dad was like, call my mom. My parents have been divorced since I was 6. So for my dad to call my mom, that's a big deal. And he was like, I think she's depressed. She's going to all these places by herself. So I was like, I wanted to show him like, hey, Dad, like this is what's happening when I'm going solo. So now they're able to look on my channel. Now his issue is he thinks I'm gone and he thinks I don't work. So but they at least get to see like their baby girl is fine. And I'm just seeing the world like they taught me how to.
Hey, my sister Cheryl said, shake off those cruise cooties, sis. You got to shake them off.
Look, I got airborne. Help.
It's one thing, I grew up, and maybe you grew up in the area. When you said area, I was thinking the Bay Area. I'm thinking E40 or something. But when you said DC, so I'm sure you've heard this stereotype, and this isn't one of my questions, but you just brought something to my mind. There's a perception that so many of us, and when I say us, I'm speaking of African Americans, that we don't leave our neighborhoods. We don't leave our cities yet. You go on the Meet and I cruise, you go on the Melanin SC, you go on all these other, it's Black people everywhere traveling. So what are your thoughts on that? I mean, do you feel like more Black people are getting out traveling than what the media portrays, or should I say?
Yeah, I mean, I think I absolutely we're out there traveling. Our dollars matter. I also, though, I think that's the importance of so many of these folks that I see like popping up in the channel, like Sig and Cooking with the Catrons and YFC and MH Family Adventures. It's helpful for Black folks to see that, like, hey, it's okay to go and try some, no shade to Miami, but it's okay to, go a little further down, maybe to Key West, or, no shade to Jamaica, but hey, maybe go try, instead of going to Montego Bay, hop over to Jamaica or Negril a little bit. So I think just having like the inspiration of having people see, because there was a period of time, you better tap into the educator in me, where it wasn't safe for us to travel. So we had the green book, right? Which was a map that said, this place is okay. Here's where you go. Here's where you stop. Here's where you eat. I kind of look at us sometimes, especially a lot of creators in the chat, we're almost like a modern day green book where we're saying, here is what you should expect. Here is maybe experiences you should avoid, or here's how to avoid the mistakes I made when I travel. Like, for instance, like I remember I went to Paris and I went into a store and like nobody was helping me, right? And I immediately thought like, racism, this sucks. And so I went back to my room and I was like, wait, this is too, let me check myself first. So I went back to the guidebook and it said, when you go shopping in Paris, you got to say hello to them first. Whereas in the US, you walk into the store, they're like, can I help you? Can I watch you? Can I do this? Can I do that? There, they don't bother you unless you actually say hello. So I went back, I was like, okay, let me just try this to see if it really is the racism. And sure enough, I spoke. I was able to have a whole different experience. So us being able to like capture certain things on camera to educate folks, to at least prepare folks for those crappy moments, is very important. So I think to not get back off a tangent, but to get back to your question, I absolutely think that we're out there traveling. I also think it's important for us to document our travels so that others who are coming behind us, are able to make informed decisions. Because one of the most irritating things for me is when people travel ignorantly. Like, yes, TikTok is a thing. Instagram is a thing. Go find where the cute picture is. Great. But also research the customs so that you are prepared. so that you're not pissing anybody off because you did something wrong, but you want to turn around and say that, they did you wrong. So it's like, let's figure out how we can travel a little more informed. But definitely get out there, try it. And it's not gonna be perfect every time you go. Like where was I last? I'm quick to Greece. I'll make the wrong turn in a minute and be like, oh shoot, I messed that up. Let me catch that on camera so the next person doesn't make that left turn, instead of make a right so they can get to where they gotta go. So yeah, that's my spiel. But I think we're out there. I think we're out in great numbers. But to help, get the population more out there as much as possible, I think it's helpful to share. Also, if you haven't been nowhere, go down the street instead of always making the same turns. Try a new street, try a new way to get there. Pull out the skateboard, like Rod said. Just try something different to get your feet wet in the travel world.
And I want to thank you, and I want to thank all of the travel content creators. I want to thank all of the people for being here first and foremost. But all the travel content creators that are in this live stream tonight, I want to personally thank you, because you're showing people. I don't consider myself a travel content creator yet, but you guys are showing people what it's like to get out there, to see the world, to see the country, to get outside of the neighborhoods, to get outside of the hoods, to go out there and see that there's a whole world that's different from around the corner. And I salute y'all, man, from the bottom of my heart. Keep putting this content out there. Keep showing these cruises. Keep showing these cabins, these interior cabins, these balcony cabins, these suites, these cabins with central views, Central Park views, and all that. Keep doing it, because you don't know. There may be a little bitty rod. There may be a little bitty rod sitting in the corner right now that's 14 years old and don't know where his or her life is going.
Mm-hmm. And even show your cities. Like, I know we're so, like, we got to book the newest cruise, which I'm always for that. But, like, there are kids I know in DC who've never been to the National Museum of African American History and Culture. There's kids in DC who've never seen or know that, a good portion of Georgetown had previously been Black owned. Show that stuff, because no, they can't get there maybe because of, just infrastructure, structural things, and lack of access. But everybody has in their hand is a phone. Maybe not everybody, but a good portion of people have in their house is a phone, and household, and maybe computer, laptop to iPad, something that they can access to see it. So that's why it's so important to, like, even when we're not making, you're not doing your super duper travel and you're not going halfway around the world, show what's in your community or in your city, because you never know who can't truly ever get out there, or who you might be inspiring to, like, try things out. So, yep, put it out there. Whatever you got, put it out there, because somebody needs to see it.
Exactly. And we have a question from your favorite couple. They said, how have points, I can't wait to hear this. How have points and miles enhanced your travel experience?
A whole lot. A ton. Probably at one point too much, because I know I had, when I purchased my home, I was like, okay, you need to make a budget so that you can actually travel and keep a roof over your head. But yeah, I use, who did I have? I started with, was it actually, yeah, who you talk to is amazing. One of my office mates way back had said, like, oh, her and her husband had like a certain card and they were using it for points. And I was like, what is this points thing? So as I started researching myself, I was like, oh, okay. Well, if you got to pay for it, something anyway, like, use your points. So yeah, I have been able to, take advantage of some of the bigger deals. Where was it, the Chase Sapphire Preferred, when that first rolled out, or was it the Reserve? When that rolled out, I was able to, a couple of the glitch fares, transfer those like points to the $300 ticket and be off. I think I went to Budapest on points, which I never thought I'd be in Budapest before, I definitely am now more strategic with my points and how I use my cards, basically thinking more like last year when I did my trip to South Africa, instead of using points for smaller trips, saving it for the big ones. So last year I was able to get my South Africa ticket down to like maybe $300, using one of the points in my accounts. What else?
Do
I've
you fly first class, business class, or economy?
Oh, I mix it up. I mix it up. And sometimes, I mean, sometimes I might use the points to enhance. So, like, if it says like, oh, you only need like 3,200 points to get to Comfort Plus, like, sure, take those points because, I don't think I've fully ever cashed out. I think what I do for like a business class is I've either paid for it outright or I've bid on it. So like Virgin Atlantic, or is it not Virgin Atlantic? Virgin Atlantic is the US based. Virgin, whatever, or is that I don't know, Virgin Airlines went ahead and upgraded to like, actually that was the first time I went to South Africa to, enhance my experience because it's a long, long flight. So I kind of mixed it up. But my current cards are, what do I use? I use I use American Airlines card because American is the hub in DC, or the airport is closest to me, DCA, which gives me the quickest, route to get in and out. I used to be a Delta. I'm a Delta fan. I love Delta Airlines, but I hate having to stop through Atlanta or Detroit to get everywhere I want to be.
Hey man, hey man.
Hallelujah. So I had to switch over and jump on American because they have more direct routes to where I want to go. So I went ahead and got a card for American since they are my hub. And I've used that, so that gets a points, and then that gives you just certain perks. I have had myself added to a friend's business account, so I'm scared to almost tell this one because it's a bit of a gem. But the American Express Platinum card, instead of being like, I actually downgraded my Chase Sapphire Reserve card to just pay a friend to be on their Amex account for Amex Platinum. So that's opened up doors and they put a limit on my card, so I don't even use it really. I just use it to get into the lounge. So that's kind of like help. So yes, if you do it wisely, credit cards have the benefits, but I will be very honest. I also went down a rabbit hole where I was like, oop, I have used this card way too much. So definitely be careful if you are paying everything with points, because it adds up quickly. And next thing you know, you're like, oh, whoa, I went way above and beyond where I needed to go. So I would say use them, because if you're spending the money, you might as well pay yourself, but please use them wisely. And if you know you are, susceptible to having large amounts of debt, just don't do it, and, figure out other ways to for perks. Like, for instance, you can still get into a lounge. You can just pay straight up. Like, you can get into American Airlines lounge, just pay $59 versus having their card and, whatever debt might come with that. So it's a best of both worlds kind of situation.
You answered a question that I have, but before I get into that, I am going to read this comment. Regina Davis says, "Hi everyone. Hey, at See It with C.
Oh,
I'm a first timer to this channel. Well, welcome, and it's a blessing to have you here, sister. I appreciate you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to stop by.
that's my girl Regina.
Nice to see some familiar faces in the room. Do me a favor. Now is a perfect time. If you haven't already done so, hit that black subscribe button. They changed the color from red to black. And hit that notification bell. It's going to default to personalized. Make sure you go up one, select all so you don't miss out on any future interviews, Real Talk with Rod segments, Motivational Boulders, which is another segment on this channel. So do me a favor, make sure you tap in. Now, going back to what you just said, because I saw you went to the Escape Lounge with American Express. And I said she has to have some type of affiliation with American Express, which I'm huge with American Express. I have like 9 American Express cards. But I've yet to find an Amex Lounge, and I know you did a video on the Delta Sky Clubs. Now, do you feel, and I'm just going to ask you from I ain't got time to be sugarcoating. I'm actually from a black standpoint. Do you feel different, and not in a negative way? Do you feel different when you walk into these lounges, or do you feel special? Damn different. Do you feel special when you walk in there?
Absolutely. I was just saying, actually, with Regina, coming off the Scarlet Lady, we ended up in the Amex, the Centurion Lounge in Miami together. And you walk in, and since some of you may or may not know, Amex just changed its requirements for who can enter into its lounges. Because I don't know if y'all noticed, some of these lounges have been packed down. So each airline is trying to like make some adjustments to keep down the crowds to keep their customers happy. So they had the signs out front, and there was a group of folks in front of me who the lady was giving her the news of like, you can't bring in, extra guests and this and this. And so they were making their U-turn out. And here I come walking up and I'm like, here's all my materials. And they're looking like, what she do? So it makes you feel, but I also say it's kind of cool to walk in there and see other Black folks. Like we here. So you got to get a nod and a handshake, and actually that's how I came, sat next to my girl, Regina. We popped open our laptops doing work. So, I prefer the lounges because, like, especially in these days when you don't know if you're going to have a delay, it just enhances the experience versus sitting in the terminal, people running around you. You get food. I also think actually it's a little bit of an economical decision. So, like, for a person like me, I like to sit down at the airport. I can eat and drink, and that would be a $75 tab at the airport. Do that multiple times a year, it adds up. Where if you get a card that may be either a no annual charge or maybe a nominal annual charge, instead of I'm paying that to each restaurant, I can then go into the lounge and I have access to food, drinks, and I'm not running up these bills every time I'm in the airport. So I think it's worth it. I do feel special. Just make sure y'all tip the people a little bit behind the bar, or whoever's cleaning up. I also like to tip the people who clean up your dishes and stuff. But it definitely kind of elevates your airport experience, especially when like, again, you don't know if it's gonna be a delay. You don't know if you're gonna be stuck next to somebody you don't want to be stuck next to on that plane. Sometimes you can take a couple free snacks off the plane, out of the thing, so you can get on the plane. So I think if you can get in there, it's kind of worth it.
Hey, you bring up a good point, man. Because when I flew back from Phoenix, my American Airlines executive card had expired. I couldn't get into the lounge. I tried, y'all. I was up there begging, man, come on, man, can you just let me in? I didn't know it was expired. Dude stood his ground, and I ended up getting on a plane with this little baby that was coughing and sneezing and all kind of stuff. And I went to a bar and I just felt it just threw me off, totally threw me off. But I will say this here, man. When I first went into a lounge seat, I don't know, I guess intimidated was the right word because I didn't know what to expect and I felt lost. But now when I go in there, if you ever watch Conor McGregor, the way he walked like a boss. He walked like he owned the world.
In my head, Return of the Mac is playing. Like, it's mine. Like, I'm shutting down that runway.
I walk up in there. Normally I wear a business attire. Normally I'll be G to the nines, but lately I've been going in there with sweats, Yankee hats flipped to the. Hey, can I get a drink up in this mother? No, I don't do all that. I don't do all that, man. But
it'll be interesting to see what restrictions they're going to like start putting in place, because I will say it was 2 trips actually that I did catch on my vlog, the trip to Greece and the trip to South Africa. I chose not to go into the lounges because they were so crowded to the point that it was like I would have a better experience sitting down at the restaurant in the airport. So I think now a lot of the lines, I keep want to say cruise lines, the airlines are kind of cutting down, and the lounge companies are cutting down on like how many people can access. So you're starting to see things like if you have the card, you can get in, but you have to pay X amount for a guest. Or like on the Amex Platinum, you have to start spending a certain amount of money to get more guests in, or you have to pay $59 plus for a guest. So I think it's getting a little crazy because now everybody has access. So it'll be interesting to see like because even I think recently, even less than a month now, Amex has put in new measures. So
the American Airlines executive card just increased their annual fee from $450 to $650.
It's a hike.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like you say, everybody's got access now. I want to read what Sig said. She said, I feel fortunate to be able to go to a Delta Sky Lounge, and I love seeing others who look like me. That's what I'm saying, man. And you know what? And the more the more y'all keep putting out these videos and putting out this content, more people are going to be not only inspired to do these type of things, but they're going to have aspirations to do these type of things. Ooh, I hope that didn't go over nobody's head because I think I just said some big words for myself. I got to go get my dictionary. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You got to make sure you give them the head nod, Sig. When you walk by, we have that look where we like, I see you.
when I'm dressed up, boy, I be up in there, man. I'm telling y'all, boy. I flick my wrist because that Rolex gonna slide down. I want them to see you. I'm up in there, and then I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I put on some extra moisturizer so they can see I'm really black. I want them to know I'm shining, baby. I'm shining up in here. So
Love it. Love it.
anyway, man. So outside of traveling, what are some of your hobbies? What do you like to do for fun outside of traveling?
I don't even know anymore. It seems like YouTube is now a hobby, just kind of learning how to edit. What else do I do? I feel like I'm either working or traveling. Yeah, that's it. Either working, traveling, YouTubing. I like good wine, so I can get to a winery. I love my little Peloton situation. It keeps me fit, but I'm really working and traveling, and I think that keeps me balanced. So I work a little bit, saving money, travel, and I'm off.
So we're gonna get into some of these normal questions that I ask because we've been going 36 minutes strong, and man, I felt like this is gonna be one of my best interviews. Uh, your favorite co-surprise is hilarious. No, man, I'm
Right.
serious. Y'all think
Hi,
I'm just man.
Kristen.
Y'all don't see how I'm shining right now, man. I put on some extra moisturizer.
I come in there, George Jefferson strolling off folk like.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling y'all, man. I go in there, boy. I go in. Don't let it be cold. I got a trench coat on. Woo! It's a whole. What said entertainer? It's an evolution when I take that trench off, man. I'm like, see, I had the Mac music. Dun, 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 dun. I had to take it off and fold it on my arm. It's like a ceremony, man.
I
Anyway,
love
I gotta get back, y'all. Sometimes I get off track. I gotta get back. I gotta come back.
it.
I get off track. So, oh, I forgot where I was, y'all. I forgot where I was.
You say you're gonna do the normal questions.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm about to do. So, in what year did you take your first cruise?
Ooh, oh, first cruise was 1996, Carnival Fantasy. I won a dance contest with my church.
1996.
Yes, and my
Black
mom.
people was cruising back then.
Yes,
I
and my
was
mom
cruising.
actually organized that trip for our church.
Oh, y'all church. Okay.
Mhm. It was a 4 day. It went to Key West and Cozumel.
19. I was cruising in 96 too with the U.S. Navy on a destroyer that didn't have none of the stuff that the Fantasy had. So, how many cruises have you been on?
um, 14. I think I'm at 14 now. I think I just got off number 14. I have an app for that. I have an app for everything. I believe it was 14. Shout out to everybody who's shipmate. Uh,
Hey, shout out to me scratching my head because I got this question I had the last time to the
oh,
cruise.
my bad. 17.
17. Oh, your bad. Your bad. 14, 17, 25. Rod, I don't know. I just been cruising. Oh, hey, so what in the hell do y'all do for that's my next question. Other than YouTube, what do you do for a living? You ain't got to tell nobody. You ain't got to get the specifics, say where you work.
Yeah, I work for
What
I work for the Fed.
huh?
I work. I have multiple streams of income,
I guess y'all do.
but I want some of it to be passive because I'm tired of showing up and all my money I got to work for. So I work for the feds. I'm on the school board in DC, so that
The
comes with
feds.
yeah.
Okay. We ain't gonna get no deeper than that. All right, the feds.
Mm-mm.
You work for the feds.
I'm on the school board in DC, so that comes with a stipend, but I do a lot of work for that. What else? Get my little YouTube check now since being monetized in June-ish. Yeah, those are the ones that bring in the meat and potatoes of it all.
Cause I'm trying to figure out, everybody. I'm starting to watch all these Sig cruisers and your favorite couples and Meet and Eyes and
Mhm.
you and Edna's World and
Like how we do. But honestly, right, when you say like what are your hobbies, like really I'm either traveling or I'm at home working. And so it's even because like if DC is an expensive town. So like I might be able to afford. I remember one of my homegirls was like she was like, I haven't seen you. And I'm like, because it's expensive to be outside. Like if you go out in DC, you're spending like $100 to $200 average. So in my head, I'm like, I'd rather save that for experiences that are outside of my town. I definitely connect with my friends, but like for the most part, and I don't do a whole lot of shopping, like my money really goes to my travel experiences. So I'm either working or traveling.
Now, I don't like having my questions in no order because then people try to predict what I'm gonna ask next. I don't like doing
Okay.
that. So I'm gonna jump around. Now, I saw one of your videos. You had a ocean view cabin, and I don't know what I thought. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all. When I went on the Meet and I cruise, I got a balcony cabin.
Okay, big
No,
baller balcony.
I had a balcony suite.
Oh,
And your boy was walking around trying to vlog, and I don't know what I'm doing when I'm vlogging. I'm trying to record, and I went out to the balcony, and I didn't look down, and they had that lip, So I went to step on the balcony straight, but I needed to step over, and I
oh,
tripped, and all I saw, I
yeah.
envisioned myself falling in the ocean and nobody seeing me. Never made it to the balcony, y'all. I had it, but I never went out there. I'm like, oh no, this ain't because I can't swim. I was in the Navy 20 years, but I can't swim. Don't judge me.
I thought
So,
they like throw you in when you in the Navy.
oh yeah, well
Don't they-
they did. They felt sorry for me because I was in boot camp like 17 extra days, 2.5 weeks trying to learn how, and I finally floated for 5 minutes, and they said, "Son, we just tired of sitting you. You pass." And they sent me on. I was so happy, but boy, your boy didn't go outside at night because it didn't make sense to me. In the Navy, you got a black dude with a blue uniform, and it's pitch black outside. If I fall overboard, how the hell they gonna see me if I'm smiling? The only they gonna see is my teeth. You ain't gonna see. Hell no. So anyway, so when I saw your ocean view room, all you get is that little bitty circle. That's your ocean view.
You look at it and you see the ocean. Ta-da!
Hell no.
But I mix it up. So again, I'm kind of like, what will get me on the cruise for cruises? I'm kind of like, what will get me on the cruise? Now, if it's like I'm traveling solo to like a country, I'll try to enhance my experience a little bit because you want to make sure that you're going to a hotel that's safe, area. But for cruises, it could be an interior, it could be whatever. I just want to be on it. So sometimes it's worth it to get the balcony. Like actually, I see a few ladies from Scarlet Lady. Chris, oh, it's raining in DC or storming. So if anything happens, it's because of the storm. But like I see Kristen and Regina in the chat. Like Virgin was running. I had initially booked for Sisterhood at Sea, the cruise we just got off of. I had booked the interior just to get on the cruise, but then they started offering like a free balcony, maybe a $50 balcony upgrade. So like hell yeah, I'm taking a $50 balcony upgrade. So every now and then it depends on what the special is. But for the most part,
where do you find these upgrades? You go to guest services. How do you get these upgrades? Because that's what I'm gonna do.
sometimes it'll come to you via email. I think that one I just like when I book something, because I'm also like, I know you're a researcher because you get really deep into who you're having on your channel. I might book a cruise, but I'm still researching that cruise. So I might book it and hold it, but I'm still going back maybe a couple of days later to see like, has any prices, has anything shifted? So that's exactly what I did for Scarlet Lady. I had booked this cruise, and then about 3 days later, I went to go check on it, and I was like, oh shoot, they're offering balcony upgrades. So I was like, okay, let's bump it up for $50. Like, why not? Where a balcony cabin, that would have usually been like a $500 upgrade. So yeah, I just kind of keep looking. And then for like, I know Royal MSC, some cruise lines will let you do a bid to upgrade. And then Carnival will send you sometimes an email saying like, hey, we have an upgrade opportunity to you for like X amount of dollars. And if it's in your range, just jump on it. But for the most part, I'm kind of like, whatever gets me on the ship, I'm cool with. But I am a little more particular for my land-based vacations.
That was a question I had. I'm gonna ask you a 2-part question because I gotta go pay my water bill real quick. I gotta go to the restroom, but I don't be want people to think I really gotta pay a water bill. Like, what the hell? So, question number 1: do you prefer solo cruising or group cruising? And question number 2: what's your favorite cruise line? I don't care which order you asking, man. I'm gonna give you the screen solo. I'm be right back. I'll still be able to hear you, but
Cool,
I just want to.
So 2-part question with enough time to make sure Rod pays the water bill.
Oh, it ain't gonna take. No, you take it. You can hurry up. I'll be back.
So I would say, let me see. Preferred, hi everybody. I got the channel now. So preferred method of cruising. I prefer solo actually. Um, I prefer just kind of being on my own beaten path. It is cool though with some of the group cruises to be able to like, dip in and out and have people who are around to talk to. But a lot of times, again, because I live a fairly interesting, busy lifestyle when I'm in the city, I kind of prefer, to get on a cruise and unwind. And sometimes the group element doesn't allow me to fully unwind. And especially, I love my family dearly. But when cruising with the fam, definitely feel like I need a recuperation cruise after that. In regards to my favorite cruise line, it's Carnival. It's gonna always be Carnival. I've never had a bad time on Carnival. I've sailed Disney, I sailed MSC. I just got off a Virgin. I've been on Norwegian. I feel like I went on the Margaritaville at Sea. I think that was all the lines I've been on. But Carnival has been a consistent cruise experience for me. So I'll say Carnival is my favorite cruise line. However, my favorite cruise ship is the Norwegian Prima. But yeah, Carnival, let's see. See, me and I said never had a bad time. Big facts. Yeah, Carnival has never let me down. I can say like I'm gonna put in quotes. The worst time I have had on Carnival was on the Valor, and it was just because I've had such other great experiences on Carnival that the Valor out of New Orleans, they for some reason I love live music, and they decided they only wanted to play. Only to have live country artists, which I could do country for a little bit, but like all the live artists were country artists on the Valor. But I will say Carnival made up for it because they set all the solo cruisers together, and we ended up hanging out, and so they kind of saved the cruise for me. So yeah, I'm always gonna be a Carnival girl, no matter uh, where I may go in life. They gonna be my jam. I see MH is saying they love the Norwegian Prima. Yes, Norwegian Prima, and it was funny because MH, I was talking to Regina, who I did the Prima. See, Raj should never let me have his channel. I'm all in the comments now. I got comfortable. Um, but I was talking to Regina, who I did the Prima interview with, and we were talking on Virgin, like, okay, between Virgin and Prima, like, what do you like? And it was kind of like I like Prima had better food, I think, than Virgin. Virgin had a better vibe in entertainment, but like in regards to the food, the comfort, the outdoor sitting areas, that Prima didn't miss. Now they done outpriced all of us with that new iteration with Viva, but I would love to get back on that ship. But yeah, Carnival forever. YFC says Carnival called the fun ship for a reason. Absolutely, because I ain't never have a bad time.
Yeah, I heard you. I heard you talking about you was in the comments. That's cool. Ain't no rules over here, man. You can read all of these damn comments for
I was
all
making
that.
sure we kept the party going.
You can read every one of them, man, because I be behind. I don't know how I kept up tonight, but so Carnival is your favorite?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that Cellaway party, but that meeting our cruise did something for me, man.
The sell away party, the free dining options. Like if you get on that, and I'm not sure if they're gonna change it or not, but like if you get on Mardi Gras celebration, like they have all those specialty restaurants that they still have for free. Those are pretty decent restaurants. Of course, like their entertainment, Carnival has great singers. I mean, Carnival probably misses for their live shows. I'm not a big fan of shows. Just give me live singing. Carnival's great. And then DJ. Carnival got this one DJ Q. He be digging in them crates. He played 5 DC Go-Go songs. We were on the Mardi Gras, which I've never heard a DJ do before. And again, only on Carnival. So I appreciate that Carnival, again, we talk about the Black folks cruising and respect our dollar, or traveling, respect our dollar. I think for the most part, Carnival still respects our dollar, and does a great job of, including, Black culture into their cruises.
Now, I didn't go to no show. Well, I did. I created my own show on the Meet and I cruise. I was in a casino and I found this spot that nobody went to, and I could see everybody walking by, and I had the waiter on lock. I was tipping him. I had that little drink package thing, but I was tipping him good. I was like, "Hey man, if you think my drink is out, I need you to come back by." And I just sat there and people watched. I ain't go to no trivia. My trivia was how many times was I gonna see people from the Meet and I cruise walk by? I create my own damn trivia. I mean, now getting serious, getting back to getting serious here. Now, last year you were on the carnival celebration for Thanksgiving, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
that was the inaugural for celebration.
What are your thoughts? Because this is something I'm really considering next year. It's too late this year.
Mhm.
What are your thoughts on cruising on the holidays for a, a couple or even a single person? What are your thoughts? What are your inputs on this?
Yeah, I think it depends on the holiday. So actually, it's interesting that you asked this question. I really kind of love that you asked this question. I actually think that like I'm cruising on Thanksgiving this year, and I think that's gonna be the last Thanksgiving cruising. Um, but I would be okay with cruising for Christmas or New Year's. Thanksgiving for like I the folks that I go I well my family doesn't do Thanksgiving because like we've lost a lot of folks around that holiday. So I go with my best friend from grad school and they have like 50 people in the house. They're playing games. It's a great time in Atlanta. So usually I've missed in the last 2 years, and I kind of feel bad that I have because it's the true like Thanksgiving holiday experience. Which you for me, I don't get that on a cruise ship. I also haven't been on a celebration last year. It was kind of weird to like not have your staples, like not have the mac and cheese. They try to make a yam. That yam wasn't, what the aunties make. Definitely ain't the mac and cheese wasn't hitting on nothing. So like I miss having those staples. I think they did a great job with the football aspect because you are able to watch the football on deck. But I did kind of had at one point during the Thanksgiving cruise where I was like, I miss my Thanksgiving folks. However, Christmas is usually just my mom and I usually cook for her, and that's about it. So like Christmas, I would go because it's not as much of a. It's I don't know. Christmas is a holiday that just kind of got a little weird as you got older, and definitely New Year's. I think it would be a cool vibe to be on a ship for New Year's, but for some reason now I think this Thanksgiving. I think the only reason I jumped on a cruise for this year is because I had already committed, and I thought my cousins were going to be with me, my biological cousins. So I think it's my last year cruising for Thanksgiving, but I am totally open to a New Year's cruise or a Christmas cruise. I actually was looking at New Year's cruises, but them things are expensive.
That was my next question. Is it just like everything else in America where they jack up the prices on New Year's? Because that's something that I would consider.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, I don't. I'm not going by myself. I'm not solo cruising ever again. I solo cruised on the Meet and I cruise. I ain't doing that again. I'm going with somebody, and I really want to take my significant other on my next cruise with me. So I was just kind of curious about that. Uh, Now, you talked about South Africa earlier. Did you go to South Africa by yourself or did you go with someone?
I've been to South Africa. I've lost count 6 times, 6 or 7
What?
times. I have traveled there once ish. I went there one time for a conference solo, but then flew up to Joburg to meet my one of my friends who was kind of living and working there at the time. But yeah, for the most part, it's been with the group, and probably like either one or maybe 2 times solo. But it's my favorite place in the world.
Wow. Now, and you went to Athens solo. How was it being a black female traveling solo in Athens, Greece? How was that?
It was actually fine. Athens is one of the places that I didn't feel weirded out. Like I would say, when I went to Italy, I went to Rome, and Rome was the place that I was like, ooh, here comes the racism. And a little bit in Paris. When I was shopping, I went into a store, and next thing I know, there were a bunch of like security guards. And the only reason why I didn't like walk out of that store was because there was a black or a black Parisian woman working with me or helping me. I knew she would get the commission on my purchase. But Greece was not one of the places that I felt like they were playing Paul Wall or Mike Jones, one of them. They were playing Houston music in one of the alleyways of Greece. So I didn't get that feeling as much as some other places. But yeah, I was fine there. But that was actually talking about points. Greece was a mileage run. So I actually went, it was supposed to be 48 hours, but I ended up being there for only 24 hours. So I wanted to keep my status on American Airlines. So I needed to fly for like about 14,000 miles to keep my status. And
What status do you have?
I have gold on America. It's not a lot.
No,
But
that's what I want. I am trying so hard. What do you keep looking up at?
no, I am looking because I have full disclosure. We're about to get into real life and see. I have a leak. It's raining. There's a leak in my roof. So I'm looking to see if I'm hearing pitter patter, but I'm looking and it was repaired earlier today. So I'm looking to see if the repair actually worked. And I think it may have, but I keep hearing pitter patter. So I'm making sure I didn't see water coming from anywhere. I think we're good. So yeah, sorry. That's what I was looking for.
No, we don't need no catastrophes over here now. We need to
look, you would get it. You would get it first.
I don't want it first. I always want it all. Man, boy, that would be terrible. Okay, I just saw you look it up. I thought maybe somebody would say, "Hey, girl, it's time to get up off this time."
Oh no, I was making sure. I'm like, do I need to get the bucket?
Now you have live streams, and I like how you do your live streams. It's called the Monday Meetup, but it's not every Monday. It's not every month. You do them prior to you taking a travel trip. How did you come up with the concept? How did you come up with it?
Yeah, I knew that there was value in having a live stream, but being like a solo cruiser, like I don't have, there's no one or traveler a lot of times. Like there's to do a live stream every day, like shout out to everybody who does it weekly. It takes a lot of like content, bouncing ideas off of people, being able to talk if nobody's in the chat. And so I was like, I don't know if I can roll with this by myself. But another like fun fact, when I was campaigning for my school board seat, it was during the middle of a pandemic. So I would do a weekly live stream to get information out to people like, so they can meet me because I couldn't knock on doors in the traditional sense. So I was like, well, how do I put this spin on a live stream, but I don't want to risk it being boring because it's just me. So I was like, oh, well, my spin will be, I would do a Monday meetup whenever I'm about to travel. So now if you see Monday meetup pop up, it's usually the Monday before I head out. And so that's your sign. Whenever I put up the bat signal, that means we're going somewhere. So yeah, look out for the next one.
I love it. Hey, and I want to say this here, safe travels to Fats and Tree. They say they're good night. They're traveling tomorrow, 3 a.m. Y'all, please have safe traveling grace for you too.
Yes.
Please, hey, do me a favor, man. Again, that subscribe button is free 99, man. It don't cost nothing. Matter of fact, you get a discount if you hit the subscribe button tonight. It's a 15% discount if you hit the subscribe button. The 15% is I'm gonna give you 15% worth of jokes more than normal. So anyway, I'm not, man. But please show your boy some love. Show your boy some love. Carla G, I saw you just subscribe to the channel.
Hi, Carla. Carla, I've just cruised with her. My last 2 cruises have been with Carla. I got to meet her on Venezia, and then we just got off of Sisterhood at Sea on the Virgin Voyages together. So
I was thinking about something earlier, and I thought I tagged it because your favorite couple know everybody, man. I promise you. Yeah, they over here. Yeah, DJ Q is amazing. Shelton and Key know everybody, man. If you're looking for Uncle Bobby that stood on the corner in 1957 on Pecan and Walnut Avenue.
Not Pecan.
The key where they are right now. No, seriously, man, they know everybody. And I want to say a shout out to the cruiser community. Y'all,
we deep.
My lady actually, she was like, you've been doing a lot of cruising interview. I said, yeah, man, these people know a lot of people. Hell yeah, I've been doing a lot of cruising interviews. They know a lot of people. I mean,
a part of it is like we've gotten to know each other. So like, I mean, I'm looking at the first 5 or so names. I've met all these folks now. So it's awesome to like, especially as a solo cruiser, like to now I can get on cruises and sometimes it's like, oh, there are people here that like, I don't know if Regina's still here, but like I got on the Prima and she was like, I think we're on the same sailing. So like we both had our own solo cruises, but we just had dinner together every evening. And so that was like a nice, thing to have. So yeah, the solo, I mean, it's not solo, but the cruising community is kind of close.
See, look here, your favorite coach, Carla G, was so cool on Carnival.
They know everybody.
About it. I mean, I
They
could
the
probably
welcoming committee.
come here right now. Hey, Pac-Man was cool on the Carnival celebration. All right, now I gotta. Hey, we're gonna be wrapping this up in a minute. We are at one. Hold on, man. Your favorite couple is hilarious, man. They said, we got Uncle Bobby's over there.
Let me know when you need it.
Man, I love this YouTube community, man. Whoever said black folks can't get along, they full of ish. And I said,
Yeah, and you know what? That's like one of the Facebook groups I'm in. That is a recurring topic of why don't black folks talk to each other on cruise ships? And I'm like, maybe you don't look friendly because the black folks I know and meet, or even not even YouTubers, are always speaking and warm and welcoming. So I don't know where that myth has come. I mean, I also don't know where the myth has come that we got to talk to everybody, but I find that most folks that I've encountered, well, cruises in general are just fun, exciting people who want to engage with each other. Except for New York cruisers. Sorry, New Yorkers. Y'all are mean.
So my next question, I ask this every interview, and I can't go an interview without asking. If you could meet one person, past or present, who would it be? I can't wait to hear this because I'd have heard everything under the sun.
Meet one person. Like, this is my first time encountering them.
Yeah, past or present. Ain't no comic book people now. It's got to be a real person.
Oh, this is hard. I would love to meet. This is terrible. It's like two people that popped up in my head.
Well, you can have two. I'll let you be an exception. You can have two.
I would love to meet Erykah Badu. She is my favorite singer. Yeah, I love Erykah's vibe. I think we have similar senses of humor. And I have every one of her albums. All of her concerts feel like a good church service. So definitely her. And then I would just love to sit down and just talk to Auntie Michelle Obama. I was able to see her first book tour, Becoming. And I don't know how she did it, but we were literally in the stadium where the Wizards play. And it felt like we were all in her living room. And she was just dropping gems. She was talking about stuff that I'm like, you're a regular, like you're a regular, you have woman issues. Like when she was like, yeah, I couldn't stand Barack sometimes. And everybody was like, yes, and then she talked about her fertility issues. And one of my line sisters was sitting next to me who had fertility issues at the time. It was like, we were just sitting there talking to an auntie, but she's just not the first lady. Like Michelle had a whole career prior to Barack. And how did she balance out making that transition and decision to, not necessarily, it wasn't to put herself on the back burner, but be so supportive of him and maintain that same level of career. As a professional woman, that's something I'm like, how you do it, girl? Because I'd be tired. So I would love to sit down and talk to Auntie Shell.
Interesting choices. I know Erykah is out of South Dallas, the hood. Very interesting woman.
The closest I've been to Erykah Badu was I bumped into Andre 3000, who, Erykah and Andre had a relationship at one point. I bumped into him at the Atlanta airport at Bojangles. Like literally, I got my chicken and turned around and my elbow hit somebody. I was like, oh, excuse me, sir. And then I got the hot sauce. I kept walking and I heard somebody say, Dre Day. And I looked up and I was like, I touched him. So that's been the closest I got to Erykah.
Wow. She was there with him?
No, but he was going to Dallas, which, you said, so I think right. I would,
So Erica and Michelle Obama, very, very great choices. Very great choices. Uh, oh man, and I only have a couple more questions here. Uh, throughout your life, what do you feel has been your biggest accomplishment? And it sounds like you have quite a few.
Yeah. I think graduating from college the first time
The
was
first
amazing.
time.
Yeah. I have yeah, I have degrees. But the first time, because it was something that had never been done for my family, and it was a strange place as a first generation college student. And the sacrifice that my parents made, particularly my mom. My dad is an entrepreneur, so he was. I mean, I'm pretty sure he wanted to send money somewhere else besides Hampton University. But my mom was like literally working 3 jobs for like the point that I was like a ninth grader to finishing college so that she could pay her portion. So shout out to my mama. So
Wow.
to get that done for her and for myself was a big deal. So I would say that's probably, and just the doors that having an education, especially an HBCU education, open for me. Um, yeah.
So which sorority? I heard you say Lion Sister. Which sorority are you part of?
Yes, I remember of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated.
Oh, I ain't gonna say it because I don't know if it's legal. But you talking about the ski wee?
It's trademarked.
my, my sister-in-law is a AKA, and uh, I've never seen her do any of this stuff. And my brother's a Kappa, and I remember one time I touched his little cane. Well, I ain't gonna say little.
Oh, he probably lost it.
We done had some fights in our life, and I beat his butt most of the time because I was bigger, older. Man, that dude was ready to kill me. I was like, "Hey, man, I'm sorry, my bad. I ain't know that serious." He was ready to kill me, man.
Let's
Hey,
see,
there
me
it is,
and
right
I
there. There it is,
for
right
love. Yeah, I think I
there.
peeped that on the Meet and I cruise. It's Alpha, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, Mama is a real one. 3 jobs, man. 3 jobs. Hold
She
on.
yeah, she like literally, but it was a character that she instilled in me because like literally I would see my mom for almost 30 minutes. But it was my responsibility to take my butt to school, pick her up from one of the jobs, and we kept the party going. So that's yeah, I could go on a soapbox about that, but I have one of the things like being in DC education that is always kind of that gets me is a lot of times they say, well, because kids are from disadvantaged backgrounds, they can't do X, Y, and Z, and I really need us to stop teaching our kids that because I was that kid that literally could have been every statistic because my mom had to work, etc. So it's like when you instill certain things in your child, like she just was like, she knew, like she was just like, I gotta work these jobs and you need to do your job at school. And that just stuck with me and resonated with me. So here we are.
I love to motivate says strong woman raised a strong woman. And y'all, in case you don't know, I don't drop gems and nuggets. I drop boulders, and I haven't dropped a boulder tonight. But that right there is the boulder of the night. A strong woman raised a strong woman. Boulder, baby. Stay tuned. I might do a
Absolutely.
short on that. That is a boulder right there. And five ski. Y'all ain't gonna get in all these trying to say it like y'all be saying it because I ain't that good. And war some kind of way got the little alpha.
Yeah, I only can throw it back. But he got the outfit. I didn't know that was an emoji.
How did I know it's an emoji?
No, I said I didn't even
Oh,
know that was an emoji. The
yeah,
alpha.
who knows? Anwar probably called Apple and had a made it personally. I don't know, man. Anwar be doing some stuff that's I bet you there ain't no other one in there. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look. Like, is there a Q dog one in there? Is it a Ray of Sunshine? My sister ain't seen you in a minute. Glad to see you in the live stream. Your favorite couple laughing. Uh, yeah. Yolanda, there was a boulder, ladies and gents. Exactly. Me and I, hey, they know about the boulders. They can recognize boulders. they can recognize boulders and they know that, yes, a strong woman raises a strong woman. Say that I have earned 3 degrees and I'm from Watts. Whoa! Why loves to motivate? 3, not 1. I got 1, and that was hard. That was hard. I went to 16 different colleges and finally got 1 some kind of way. I think they felt sorry for me, just like the swimming test. Not 2, 3 degrees, and from Watts. You know, and all, man, Watts.
Yeah,
Watts.
that's the.
That is where you're not even supposed to make it to the 10th grade. Less known to earn 3 degrees coming out of Watts.
Yeah, only thing I know about Watts is from all those movies that had came out when back in the day about what was it
Menace to Society.
Menace to Society, Boys in the Hood.
I lived in LA during that. See, I lived in LA during that, and boy, you couldn't tell me I wasn't hard. Boy, I was walking around. Hey, what up, Loke? I'm in the Navy, talking about what up, Loke, and throwing up signs, and I ain't part of nothing. I'm part of the. And then I ran into some for real people. They like, hey, I never forget, man. This dude said, and I had my uniform on, so it was kind of obvious, but I couldn't get slick. Now he's like, hey, homie, come here. I said, oh shit. He said,
yeah, that's when they get real.
Hey, man, I just want to thank you for what you do, man. You have any problems around here, you let me know. It was a blood. I said, yes, sir. I was shaking my head all kind of ways, up and down, yeah, left, right. All right, cool.
I remember I was in college and I had the family member who I was like, we are not in the hood. Like, he called me, he was like, you need anything? And I was like, I'm okay. Like, you stay where you need to be.
I lived in the jungle. I lived in Training Day where they where Denzel got his ass whooped at the end, and I lived there. It was cool. I thought it was cool, but I wouldn't live there now.
Yeah, so that's where I live now. So I'm in Anacostia. Less than a month ago, the corner around the corner from my house, about 100 rounds. 3 people murdered in one shooting, and it's I worry about our U.S. cities at the moment because of just the impact of the pandemic, but then also just some of the again, values that we're instilling in our kids, and the system is telling us how to raise them, and we're like, we've gotten through generations of raising children, like, we got this, y'all. So yeah, I look at kids. I live across the street from a school. I'm an educator, so I live across the street from a school, and every day I'm just looking at youth, and I'm just like, the opportunity is there. We just have to empower kids, let them know that they can do it. So it's they're no different than Y Loves, with her 3 degrees from Watts. No different from me, but for some reason, it's like the system puts in the message in our kids that they can't do it and they won't be it. So here's the streets. And
Y Loves is an educator. I talked to her.
Cool.
I hear some of her stories about her students, and I mean, I'm not shocked because times are changing and kids are changing. I'm not shocked, and the presence isn't there like it used to be back in the day. So I have 3 more questions. Number 1, have you ever faced any adversity in your life?
Yes. So I guess the most recent example would be, so I told y'all I ran for the school board during COVID. Oh, can you hear me? Oh, okay. Gotcha. So I was telling some of y'all I ran for the school board during COVID. But it was an interesting thing. So one, you couldn't campaign like you usually do because, COVID, so you couldn't knock on people's doors. People were worried about each other. But there was also an interesting dynamic, again, talking about what we were just talking about in my neighborhood, where it's like, if you're college educated, you must be wanting to like get the next leg up and take advantage of people. And she wants to run for mayor, or she wants to run for city council, and not really help us. So that I ran a campaign for about a year. I won 14,000 votes. I think the next person behind me had like 7,000 votes. So it was a lot of adversity in the sense of like, you would see certain comments on YouTube, or not YouTube, you would see certain comments on Twitter and Facebook and that kind of thing about, oh, she ain't from here, this, and this. And then to like surmount it, It's just sometimes the noise, you got to tune it out and just stay focused. So, right, that was the biggest moment of adversity that I can think of in recent history. I'm also just kind of a person who is able to center myself and just kind of shake stuff off. So there could be moments of adversity that I'm just like, it's a moment I'm supposed to have, and let's keep on trucking. But probably that's probably the most interesting one of recent, where having to tune out comments during campaigning and focusing with my race, but tuning out the noise and blew the next person out the water. So who we got? Rod. Me now says Rod down with the '60s jungle.
Yeah, man, the jungle it wasn't no joke. So my next to the last question, the last question is kind of simple. Uh, well, I think it is. Now, this could be a little personal. You don't have to answer, but I'm just speaking because it's a question.
Hmm.
Is there anyone special in See It with C's life right now?
What do you mean special?
I'm talking about your nieces and nephews, girl. I'm talking about or woman, whoever. I mean, see you.
I am a single woman.
All right, all right. She talking about what you mean special. Oh Lord.
Look, I'm like,
Again, strike that question from the record, Rod. Whoever ever said
I'm single. I'm a single woman. It's a lot of us single women in DC. It's kind of comes with the territory. So, but in the meantime, I have a lot of things that keep me busy. And just
and
dating when I can.
my final question: has this been an experience?
Absolutely, absolutely. So I've gotten to see. I think this is probably the closest I've ever seen, like meeting out in the chat. So been able to. Why loves it's been cool to see you. Like just a different perspective from folks that I like not necessarily in my immediate YouTube circle. It was cool to see folks that I have met in person and know really well. Carla G came over to visit, and Kristen and Regina and Sig is always fun, and Parker's on the go. So and of course, the people that made it happen, your favorite couple. So it has been an experience. Kind of cool to share my story because I don't think I've ever get to talk a whole lot about like who I am, where I came from, what do I do, am I dating somebody? So
Oh yeah, that was a short answer. And I want to, and C just brought up something. I want to thank the alliance that showed up tonight, which is keeping up with the Griffins.
who
Your
I
favorite
just found
couple.
out we know somebody mutual in person.
Who?
Keeping up with the Griffins
Oh,
knows my like a play auntie, Karen. So they know the people that I hang out with for Thanksgiving. Who I need to get my butt back. That's exactly why I need to get my butt back to Thanksgiving because I'm missing out time with Karen and
mm,
crew. So they know who they know. But we just recently found out we have a mutual person in real life that we know.
cool, cool. Uh, yeah. I want to thank the alliance for showing up. Your favorite couple, Meet and I, cooking with the Catrins, keeping up with the Griffins. Kayla Moore couldn't make it tonight. Uh, those are the members of the alliance, along with Points Blank Network. And all we are a group of content creators that look out for each other and continue to not only watch each other grow and help each other grow, but we try to help other people grow. So make sure you tap into Meet and I, tap into their second channel, Sipping with Meet and I, tap into your favorite couple. The rest of the month, they do have an interview and a premiere dropping every Friday, and I will not be doing an interview next Friday. This was just the time C had available. Cooking with the Catrins, stay tuned. They have their own seasonings. They will be more than likely having a food channel somewhere in the very near future. They're a cooking channel, a family channel. Keeping Up with the Griffins, 7-time Mean and I award winning, Keeping Up with the Griffins, family channel, family vibes. So make sure y'all check out the entire alliance. With that being said, I'm gonna let See It with C have her closing comments. Your favorite couple said this was an incredible interview. Thank y'all so much, family. Much love to y'all. And they did have a great interview today. I caught part of it with JB Odysseys. I am going to watch the replay right after this.
Another fun couple. Yes.
Meet and I said, don't do a See It with C Level Out. We will be at every live going for Level Out. We hear about you a lot.
And same Z's, I will make sure I hop over to y'all's channel as much as possible. I got to do Cooking with the Catrons recently with their was it not cheap food challenge, but something their cooking challenge with the food, and I saw me now one. So yeah.
And with that being said, you have any closing comments you'd like to say? See it with C.
I just thank you, Rod, for the opportunity to hang out and kind of tell my story in a way that I've never really been able to share unless you sat down with me and talked for extensively for a period of time. So I appreciate this introduction to your YouTube community as well as our YouTube community as a whole. And I look forward to meeting you all in person, but also continue to engage with you all in these YouTube streets. And yeah, I'll be around. Looking forward to seeing y'all. If there's anything that I can support y'all with, if y'all are in DC, y'all in DC, reach out to me. Don't come through my town and I don't know about it. I'm gonna have a problem.
Meet and I just left the DC area. They had a huge Black Spirits event in
Oh,
DC. They've been there twice this year, I know. And they met up with some content
locked in with
creators.
the Wilsons, probably.
No, I don't know
Well,
if they were there. Like, I just interviewed Locked In with the Wilsons. I love Brian and Lala. Man, they are dope. Um, but no, they were with Brown and Beachy, Uniquely Lavish, Yvonne with Etta, and maybe Locked In with the Wilsons were there. I can't remember. Maybe the first time. Okay, and look here, I told you, and they stay on the road. These two here will drive, decide they don't want to spend the night somewhere, and drive right back and do a 14-hour round trip. And they ain't counting the time that they where they at. So
that's the Royal Warriors for sure. I love it.
we definitely will. We're going to DC twice a year. We will hit you up for sure. Yeah, please do. And that's what this channel is all about, man. Connecting us, man. Connecting us, content creators.
Yep, because you can't do this
Success.
YouTube thing alone. I mean, I had to learn that quick because I'm an only child. So I'm used to doing things like, I got this, I got this. And no, you have to have folks. You got to know folks. You have to be willing to engage with folks. It's all about connections. If you out here
It
just
is.
want to do it by yourself, it's going to be a long, hard, weird, or lonely road. So I'm happy to make the connections that I have and looking forward to making some new connections.
And right here, this is what I want to pull up. And for my closing comments, once again, ladies and gentlemen, you have witnessed not only Black excellence, but excellence in general. Black girl magic, Black excellence. A young female, a young Black female that's not only traveling domestically, she's traveling internationally. Degrees. Parents sacrificed for her to get those degrees. Mother worked 3 jobs. A strong woman raised a strong woman. In the words of Wild Loves to Motivate. We're going to keep bringing you the best of the best on the Points Blank Experience. I promise you that. But right now, I'm not worried about what we're doing in the future. I'm not worried about what we did yesterday. Tonight is all about See It with C. Do me a favor, check out her YouTube channel. Support this young lady. Solo cruising, group cruising. People love her, as we can see from all the people that were in the comments tonight. And it has been an absolute honor and a pleasure to have her on the channel. If you're interested in being on the Points Blank Experience, you can hit your boy up on Instagram at Points Blank Travel or at the Points Blank Experience. You have a better shot on at Points Blank Travel, or you can email me pointsblanktravel@gmail.com. But once again, man, not only Black excellence, but excellence in general. And I want to take the time right now to do a formal salute to See It with C. Keep doing what you're doing, sister. Please keep doing what you're doing.
Thank y'all.
With that being said, y'all, we're gonna get ready to raise up out of here, and I got to go out the way I always do. And Christian, thank you so much, sis. This was amazing. Thank you for having me, Rod. Always a pleasure listening to see. No, thank y'all for being here. And that's one thing I forgot. I want to thank the viewers. I want to thank the subscribers. I want to thank the channel members that we don't even have yet. Again, thanks to the Alliance. Thanks to all of you. I would not be where I am on YouTube without all of you. And as I end each and every live stream, shoot for the moon. If you don't make it, you'll be amongst the stars. I can guarantee you. I will be coming at you soon, dropping more heat, dropping more fire, more importantly, dropping more knowledge. And until the next time, we're going to get ready to raise up out this joint. As I always say, man, the passcode to success on the Points Blank Network is 247. Let me get rid of this here little comment here. 247-365. We're going to take us out of here. See if you could hold up 1 second. I'm going to holler at you backstage for like 2 minutes, if even that. But I got to play my outro, man. I got to play my outro. Y'all bear with me, man. I got too much going on over here, boy. Your boy, I need to go to speed school, man. Here we go. There we go. Much love, y'all. Peace.
Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true